cared for this family in Norman a few years ago. Dad was about 100 years old. Well, 99. He turned to 99 while I was caring for him. So that's 100. His kids were looking for someone to help out at home a little bit. Help give him showers, make sure he eats. Little things, you know. So they called my company. My company sent me. I was assigned to his house about 4 times a week. 12 hours a day, I believe. So 4 times a week I will go from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. I did that for about 5 months before he passed. So each time I'll go there, I'll prepare his breakfast, help him get out of bed, do a little morning routine, and then chill for most of the day. Sometimes lunch, sometimes have lunch, but sometimes we won't. And then dinner, and then we put him to bed to sleep at night. So most people think, you know, when you call an agency or you call someone to help you out at home, this person is going to be like Superman, doing it all. And the family must be chilling and enjoying their life, right? Not really. When you're hiring a caregiver, you're essentially lowering your burden just a little bit. For this family, what I did was help do a few chores around the house. Yes, Papa? Here. So what I did was essentially just help do a few things, help out with activities of daily life, waking out of bed, eating, showering, doctor's appointments. Everything else outside of that, actually caring for their dad, this client's, so his kids, caring for him, that's something I would never be able to do. Because to me, it's just another job. And that caring part is the heaviest part. So imagine having your parent home, getting them out of bed every morning, feeding them breakfast, lunch, dinner, taking them to the doctor, and then worrying whether or not they're going to pass away or not, or just counting the days, watching them waste away slowly, right in front of your eyes, all while doing all these other things. Checking in with insurance to make sure that the benefits are good. checking with Medicare to make sure you get your benefits, taking them to the doctor, documenting everything, making phone calls, watching what they eat. And that's what most people do for years. That's a lot. I remember when I was 12, I was taking care of my grandpa. Very, very fun time. I had a lot of fun because I didn't worry about most things that adults would worry about. Didn't worry about rent or how to put food on the table or how to pay for medication or hospital procedures. My grandpa lived at home with my mom and the siblings. Most of my siblings had already gone to college. Since I'm the last one, I was still at home. So my grandpa would get really sick before he would agree to move in with us for a few months. And the goal in those few months would be to get his energy up to the point where he can be independent again and he'll go back to his place. He hated the idea of coming home and living with us. He didn't want to be a burden. He would much rather just stay at home and slowly waste away until one day he can't wake up anymore. But of course, my mom didn't want that, so we forced him to come move in with us. So as we were living together, what I would do every morning is make sure he showers, get him dressed, walk him towards breakfast because my mom or another sibling is going to make breakfast, and I'll make sure he eats his food. So I was walking him to breakfast because he was blind. He was blind for most of my life. Well, I had never seen him see at all. The story was that back in the day he had some eyesight issues. I think it was cataract or something. And they tried to do a few medical procedures to fix his eyesight. And those didn't go well, so he just lost his vision permanently. So I would walk him to the bathroom and walk him to his table, to the table where he would eat. But taking him to certain locations in the house, those are things that didn't take long for him to learn. So I'll take him to a certain corner of the dining room table once, twice. By the end of the week, he knows exactly where to sit every day. Same thing with the bathroom. So he would know exactly what bathroom, what door, in what corner of the house is the bathroom. And this happened multiple times. So when he would get really sick, he'll come in, he'll live with us for a few months, 5-6 months. When he gets better, he wants to go back home, and then he comes back, and so on. So that's what I did. So we get up in the morning, get dressed, eat something. In the middle of the day, sometimes we'll go to the doctor some days. So the doctor's office was not too far from our place. So we used to just walk to the doctor's office or get a cab. So I'll go to the doctor's office, get him checked out, and I'll come back home with him. If it's lunchtime, then we take him to the dining room. He eats and chills until 6 p.m. Sometimes he eats dinner, sometimes he doesn't. The experience for me was really different than for my mom. My mom didn't have much of a smile on her face when all this was going on. But to me at 12, oh man, that was a glorious time. I got to see my grandpa for 6 months, every day. I loved it. I loved it. He was really happy to see me, and I loved seeing him too. I did. So he would usually come in the summer, and then he would stay all the way up until sometime in the fall. So most days I would be at home, I'll be able to help him out. Then in the fall, if I have class, I help him out in the morning. And when I come back home at 3 o'clock, I help him out in the evening as well. So we didn't have that much time in the fall, but we did still spend some time. Yeah, so it was really fun. But for my mom, it wasn't, like I mentioned. My mom had 4 kids. My dad had passed because he used to be in the military, and he passed in active duty. So that was maybe like a year before retirement or something. I learned that he had been in the military for about 25 plus years. And he was getting sick of it. He was getting ready to retire, and I sent him on this one last mission, and he didn't make it back. So my mom was already caring for 4 kids by herself. And our household was pretty full. So I had siblings. Or not really siblings, I had cousins. Like my mom's cousin's son. Or an uncle's niece's kid or something. There were always people at home that would come in and live with us for years, maybe throughout high school or so, and grow up with us. So my mom would care for all these kids and for her grandpa that was sick, all at the same time. And with his health that was fragile, she was not excited at all. She would worry every day. Even though we had lots of kids at home, age ranging maybe 10 to 20. So she had plenty of help to do chores at home, but still, just the thought that her dad may not be able to make it another month or another week, or his time is almost up. Just that thought. That was something that kept her up at night. I didn't really get to understand that until recently, when I came to the US and I started caring for people's loved ones. And I was a bit older, and they'll break down and tell me how things used to be back in the day. How they and their dad would go fishing and go swimming and do all this fun stuff. But now their dad is going right in front of them, slowly. And people go through this for years before they eventually lose mom or dad, or that husband or wife. So caregiving is not just about doing things around the house. I think it's much more than that. And if people could whenever they can, they should absolutely ask for help. Because doing too much is never fun. Well,